Birmingham. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Cluster Innovation Day 2019. My name is Jan Niesing, and I'm Cluster Market Unit Director, Manufacturing and Process.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lucia Sainz. I'm the Managing Director for Air Liquide UK, and I would like to welcome you here in Birmingham today.
It's the third time we are gathering in this NEOS period in this format to celebrate what makes it so great to be and work in the Air Liquide Group. It's our ability and power to innovate.
You're completely right, Jan. It was true 117 years ago, same day as today, when our founders created the company, and I'm very proud to say it's still the same across all the countries of the cluster and the group.
When previous years we broadcasted the event from Brussels, and last year in Malmö, this year Lucia invited us to broadcast this event from Birmingham. Right now we are on the 20th floor of the Alpha Tower, and it's beautiful weather. We have a look on the Birmingham city centre, which is in full renovation, and we have here a very excited UK delegation around the corner. We are very happy also to have all shortlisted teams gathering in Brussels and in Malmö, and we hope to reach everyone else in other sites and offices. Particularly to mention is that we are very happy to have here our VP, Frédéric Despréaux, Cluster VP, present today here with us as well. And as you see on the map, we have also a change coming soon in our cluster with a little expansion from a geographical standpoint. And although the Russian teams did not participate in this contest this year, we are very happy to have them connected today. And actually, they have done some great things over there as well, on which we will give you a scoop later in this program. So the agenda is quite rich. We will start with an introduction by Frédéric. Then Lucia and David Amoa, who's E&P business analyst in the UK and acted as project coordinator for the Innovation Day now for the third year. They will go over through the highlights of this program. We will then go really in the award ceremony where all shortlisted projects will be presented and the winners. We will first start with safety innovation and best practices. Then we'll have a break in 40 minutes from now. We will then resume with innovation in efficiency and growth. And then before the wrap up, we will have a little zoom on some special recognition programs. Before giving the word to Frédéric, I'd like to hand over the word to Lucia.
Yes, and I think it's important that we recognize that on top of all the winners, all the participants, this is a great team effort. There is a lot of people behind the celebration, so I would like to say a big thanks to them and just let you know who they are. So Jan and David here in the UK, Peter in Brussels in the communication team together with Katia, Anne in the Nordics, and Ocean and Gita here in the UK. And thank you, Ocean, because I know it's a big effort of coordinating all the logistics behind that. I would like to now introduce a short video about innovators of the future. What does innovation mean for Air Liquide? So if you allow me, let's go for it. Now I would like to welcome Frédéric on the stage to introduce the day.
All right, thank you, Lucia. Thank you, Jan. Good morning and good afternoon, actually, to everyone, because we have people connected from all over the clusters, including in Moscow, and it's already afternoon over there. So it's really excited. I think we have people that are gathered, of course, in multiple sites here in the UK, but also in the Nordics, and especially around Christian Thompson in Malmö, I believe, and also in the Benelux, and people in Brussels that are around Mathilde and Floris. And as well as a larger, actually, than expected, although in a short advance notice in Moscow around Brno. So again, it's really excited to be here, and really the point of the day is to celebrate innovation and individuals who are actually contributing to the development of technology and implementation of new offers, and by doing so, preparing the future of Air Liquide. But before we do that, I see that you have already put the slide. I want really to seize this opportunity to recognize, acknowledge 3 persons that have been awarded also. I mean, recognized as new international TCL. So we are. They were actually recognized in Europe during the European event in Frankfurt last week. And so Eric Hendricks, Martin Vazarelli, and Anton Shemonayev are the 3 new international experts in the cluster of Northern Europe and CIS countries. And they are now joining another group. And so it's a total of 28 international experts for the cluster. And we also have a pool of 200 local TCL, so that's 160 for the northwest of the legacy, I would say, the northwest Europe, and also 40 local TCL experts in Russia. So this is quite important to notice that, because I think it's a quick link also and to the innovation, because they tend to be also emulating innovation and invention. So now. We are gathered this morning to recognize, again, the best contributors for innovation, for inventions and replications. I'll get back to that, but this is, for me, something that is very important. The awards have been in different categories. That's the innovation for safety, for efficiency, for growth, and for best practices. And I think this is really a nice set of where we want to put innovation. That is nicely split, I would say, under those 4 categories. At growth level, the theme of the year for this innovation was Tech for Growth. And this is really the element I would like to emphasize here today, because, and I put really a special emphasis on this, because we have a lot of innovations that are here. It's inventing innovative solutions for growth. This applies to our core applications. And we continue to invent on what we do, and we have done for 100 years or over 100 years. But it's also opening new markets, and this is starting to address successfully new needs in the field. So, and we also have, I think, innovations as a nice fit for GYM. This program is not a cost-cutting program. I think everybody understands that. It's really about generating profit, and it starts with the top line. So it's really around growth that we need to focus on that. Maybe last point on this aspect, innovation tend to be an adventure, and is an adventure. And it's what is fantastic is when you can embark the customer. So it's about listening to the customer, understanding the needs, and really developing the solution with the customer, because at the end, when we have something that can translate into growth, this is fantastic. So when we say customer centricity, this is also core to the innovation. It's not just innovation outside or just within the Air Liquide world. It's within our ecosystem, and that starts with our customers. So we aim at being a customer-centric organization. I think we are quite successful with the examples that we're seeing today in doing so. And I think when it comes to innovation, when we have the reward, so you will be rewarded today within Air Liquide, but when we have the reward from the customer, because it's really the right solution for their needs, that's the best reward we can get. So really, this is about triggering through innovation, through listening to customers, applying all that. It's triggering trust in the end. You meet really my needs, and this is where it starts. So when they grant us the trust, we have to earn the trust. This is really making a fantastic step. So innovation, that you know, is really part of the DNA of this company. I think this is why we have this innovation day. I think it's not just one day; it's all along the year, but it's really part of the DNA. And I think this is one thing that makes us different from our competition. So it's really differentiating Air Liquide. And again, it starts with the people, the employees, and at developing those technology, partnering with different stakeholders. And you will see that for the future, and we're talking a little bit more later about the energy transition, this is also very important. Because we have also, beside customers, to involve also the authorities and a number of stakeholders and partners. Okay, so this innovation will have to continue also with other parties. I think we witnessed that, if I emphasize just maybe more, elaborate more on this energy transition. I think everybody hear about that on the news, but we have, and especially the commercial workforce, every day in our cluster we see that Air Liquide is perceived as one of the most credible partners to address those big societal challenges ahead of us, such as the climate change or the hydrogen mobility. I think it fits perfectly within our objective, which is to grow responsibly. So those are not vague words, you know, in putting as a motto. This is really how we generate value in the end, and on top of that, they make sense. Okay, so this for me is extremely compelling, I think. So more than ever, those business decisions that generate profitable growth will have to take into account the impact on environment, etc. I think François Jacob, at his speech last week, so I'm going to quote him, said, "We can only have a future that is also beneficial to the society in the long term." So this is really what is about. This is where we want to focus and where we want also to make a difference. And actually, we've done that for years, because it's all about energy intensity and bringing efficiencies, etc. So we should not be shy, I think, about claiming that. So we have announced our climate objectives at the end of 2018 at group level. We are the only company among the big players, I would say, on the industrial gas companies to have announced something that is that ambitious with really a clear objective. One of them is to reduce the carbon intensity by 30% by 2025 compared to 2015. And we grow at the same time. So it's not a small element. It was very well calibrated. So it's ambitious, but at the same time, we know exactly what we have to do to achieve that. And again, I think this is an element that is, of course, speaking to the society, to our stakeholders. And also, this is an element, maybe I'll reach with that. It's the link with the people in the field, employees, attractiveness of the company. So our cluster, very clearly, is at the forefront of the evolution of the society needs, and partnerships are being developed as we speak. If I give a few examples on large industries, we are partnering with the Port of Rotterdam. We are partnering with Equinor. That's for the carbon capture and sequestration. That's part of the solution. We like it or not, it's part of the solution. We are partnering with ArcelorMittal. That's more on the E&C side, okay, on engineering, where we are providing a PSA that separate, I would say, the CO from the CO2 that is coming from the blast furnaces, and this CO2 that is going to be captured is put to produce bioethanol that can be used as then bioethanol for fuel for the cars. So this is called the Stilanol project. If we look at better valorization of steam, of chemicals, etc., we are partnering with many players. There are also many opportunities for IM and the hydrogen energy in that field. And so, and this is for me, a formidable factor of attractiveness, of growth, of course, but also of attractiveness of talents to join and, of course, to be developed in the company. So, again, the cluster is at the forefront for that. It requires innovation. This will be driven by innovation. And maybe I'll conclude with this other example of innovation here, specifically in the UK, with Clixby. This is something that everybody has heard now. It's been made public. It's an amazing combination of multiple innovations that are including data management. So I won't name all of them because I'm sure I'm going to miss a few. But it's at the end a fantastic product, and it's working. Okay, so I think this is a clear example as well. So maybe as a conclusion, I would like to send a message to all of you in the cluster to adopt and replicate innovations. There is one that was shared by Russia. I haven't looked at all the ones that were proposed, but there is one that I found quite interesting, which is a replication that came from Benelux. And the adoption of this idea, innovation, going against the, not invented here, that we all know, was adopted and replicated. I think this is what we look for, because this is about accelerating the speed of innovation and bringing value faster, actually, for that. So we are very fortunate to have inventors in this company. And not just in R&D, we have actually quite a few in the cluster as well. We are also very fortunate to be part of a network company. I think everybody who joins Air Liquide just within a few weeks understand that this is the way it works. You have to develop your network, but it works as a network company, which means that people are easily accessible, like to share their experience, their knowledge, etc. So I really encourage you. This is the point of this day, okay, not just to reward, of course, but also to share and spend the time to share among your peers and to discover and build new connections so that you can replicate in the end. Okay, so I'll close here. I'm really excited about the energy and all these ideas that came to the cluster, and of course I'm looking now for that being implemented. So be safe and think customers.
Thank you, Frédéric. So let's go to the heart of the ceremony, David.
Exactly.
If you allow me.
Yes.
So we would like to start giving a little bit of facts about what is innovation in our cluster.
Yes. So this is the third year we're having this Innovation Day celebration as a cluster. And just a bit about the figures, you can see on the screen there that we've had 63 submissions coming in from the Nordics, Benelux, and here in AL UK. Some of them are sitting right in front of me, some are watching through the screens. On to the next slide. Yes. So you might be wondering how many awards are actually being granted here today, or given out. And there are 10 awards in 4 categories. We have the innovation and safety, innovation in efficiency, and innovation and growth, as well as best practices. So now it's very important to know that we have it coming from different business lines represented in our cluster. We have the large industry represented, we have the industrial merchants, and importantly, 2 years ago, we included the support function roles. So a lot of it we thought was coming from the operational side, but we thought, no, the support functions can also really add to what we're doing. And we also have healthcare, but specifically for the Nordics, and the electronics from Benelux.
Thank you. So let's talk again about the people. Who are the jury members? And again, I think they had a difficult work this year, like every year, to choose the winners. They will say a few words later about what innovation is for them, but I would like already to thank them for their work and their time. So we have a good representation of people across the cluster: Luigi Marcon, Ronnie Hullman, Michel van der Smaat, Johnny Johansson, Michel Depauve, Geraldine Klassel, Christina Siskonen, and Clive. So thank you already for that. And there is no contest without prizes. So let's go to the prizes. They are nice prizes for the individual winners. I will not reveal what it is, the surprise, but for sure there is also a nice amount to be spared with either your family if you are the individual winner or with your team if you are a team winner. So well done already.
Okay.
Shall we jump to the winners?
Yes, let's do that. Okay, so the first awards category goal will be for the safety innovation. We know that as a company, safety is essential and key to us. So how fitting it is to actually start with the safety innovations. Okay, so the nominations or the nominees for this category are, and please do pardon me, I'm really going to try with the names, okay? I may not be as good as Luthia, but I'm going to give it my best, okay?
Large industry goes first.
Yes, large industries. Says Safety Innovation Award for the large industries are argon cloud reduction, which is reducing the risk from poor visibility caused by argon cloud on a public road, and also face shield combined with pyrometer, a more ergonomic and safe way to measure tube temperatures. And the winner is, just when there's a drum roll. The winner is face shield combined with pyrometer from Jan Keys Trust. Come on, let's give him a round of applause.
Hi, I'm Jelke Stroost and this is my innovation. I'm working in the Benelux for LI on the site Bergen op Zoom. The name of my innovation is the pyrometer face shield combination in the category Innovations.
Why is this new?
This combination just doesn't exist on the market.
How did it work before?
Wearing a face shield and look through the pyrometer at the same time was practically impossible.
And now?
This innovation makes it possible to measure the tubes on a safe and practical way.
For what purpose? What does it bring to the Air Liquide world?
Measuring the tube temperatures on an easier way with all prescribed safety equipment.
Okay, and can you tell us where the idea come from?
On the Bergen op Zoom site we measure tubes on a daily basis. It was nearly impossible to measure the tubes while wearing a face shield, so that's why the idea was born to combine them.
Okay, how did you make it work?
The main difficulty was to install the face shield to the pyrometer without damaging the pyrometer itself. So by combining these two together, it worked out pretty well.
To Jan there, and again, thank you. And now on to the Safety Innovation Award for the IM. And the nominees are Vehicle Key Control Method, Increased Safety for Loading and Unloading Process. No problem. So by the way, just in case, when there is an award, even though they might not be here, like we just did, let us actually celebrate and clap for them, just as we did. So if the winners here from the AO UK, we expect that the Nordics and the Benelux will also clap for us. Okay, thank you. Yes, Safety Innovation Award for the IM. Nominees are Vehicle Key Control Method, Increased Safety for Loading and Unloading Process, and the New Concept for Packaged Gas Vehicle Bed, Reducing the Risk of Operator Error when Loading and Unloading. And the winner is New Concept for Packaged Gas Vehicle Bed. Come on, let's give it up for Gary Ogden, Dave Sharp, and Chris Tranmere. Please do come.
I'm Gary Ogden, and this is my innovation introduction. I'm working in the UK for IM. My innovation name is IPG Optimised Vehicle and is in the innovation category. So how did it work? Our vehicles are currently designed with one tail lift at the rear of the truck. In essence, we can only configure our trucks a certain way. And now? Well, with the new design, our products can be loaded in many different configurations, not only helping the driver, but creating a more safer delivery method when delivering cylinders at the curbside. So for what purpose? The new design ensures we can carry a full load of LPG cylinders, but also carry part loads of industrial gas and LPG, whether they're palletised or not, with the added bonus of using the side lift to deliver curbside. What does it bring to the AL world? It brings a safer method of delivery, makes life easier for the driver, and a reduced manual handling. Where did the idea come from? This was a collaboration between myself, Chris Tranmere, the Regional Ops Manager, and Dave Sharp, our Group Transport Manager. How did we make it work? In conjunction with our vehicle bodybuilders, we agreed the best methods to implement our idea. Do we have any concerns? A new truck with this design will cost slightly more. That's the only concern we have at the moment. Thank you for listening.
Dave Sharp as they come to collect their awards.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Gary.
We have to take home the one for Chris.
Christian, yes.
Yeah. You need 3 hands.
Yes.
So well done. Okay. A very nice innovation that came from the capitalization on an LTA. So I think it's quite important that we take the lessons and we invest the time to improve the safety of our employees. So let's move to best practice. I think I will not repeat what Frederick said. I think he already enhanced the value of best practice and what it can bring to other teams, and not always wanted to invent the wheel just because we feel proud of having the first trial. So let's recognize best practice. First, for large industry. So we have 3 teams. The first team is Emmanuel Luc Beilen and Olivier Orcel from Albi for innovation named Dynamic Dashboard on Digital Control System, which is a way to really visualize very quickly a problem and act accordingly. The second nominee team is the team composed by Vincent Esvelin, Samuel Krohn, Marion Sauvage, and Romain Clet from the cluster core team. A very nice one, 5 minutes to be safe in Brussels office. So I'm curious, next time I'm going to be there, I will apply this innovation for sure. And nominee 3 is an individual, Gaspard Leleu, for liquefier optimization using SIO Perform, which is a way to better use our data in order to make the best out of it. And with no longer suspense, the winner is... Wow, 5 minutes to be safe on your first day in Brussels, since Brussels is a very dangerous place, so well done to the team.
Hi, we are Romain, Marion, Vincent and Samuel. We are working at Brussels for LI at the Performance Center.
We have created a safety video for newcomers adapted to the Bourget site.
This idea came from when we had to prepare the onboarding of Samuel and Marion, and we thought that the existing safety materials for newcomers in Brussels could be improved.
That's why we decided together to create a video for that purpose.
Enough talk, let's see a preview of the video. Hello newcomers!
Hi!
Here is a short video to give you some elements about security and safety at Air Liquide on the Bourget site.
This video gathers essential points that you need to know on your first day at Air Liquide. It aims at opening discussions about safety with your colleagues and managers.
Have a good video.
Okay, so very nice. Definitely an idea that we could take here in Alpha. The access is not so easy, but definitely something to do here too. Let's move to a best practice for IM efficiency. So we have again 3 teams nominated here. Very nice. Individuals mainly, but so the first one is Eva Kaxia Lindstedt from the Nordics on protective laminates on medical labels, which is an improved process to save money, time, and also improve environmental issues. The second nominee is Eddie Ostak from Albi, partnership with NXP Semiconductors Nijmegen. So sorry, Jan, probably I have completely destroyed, but it was my try. So it's a very nice collaboration with our customers. So a nice example of how innovation comes along with customers. And the first nominee is French Lost in the UK, Eric Segalini, for the optimization of vessel management for bulk customer installation. And the winner is...
Hi, I'm Eric Serini. I'm a project engineer within Air Liquide IM. I'm working as a member of the bulk customer installation team in Corzel. Today I'd like to introduce you to my best practice in efficiency, which I call optimization of asset management for bulk customer installation. A bit of context. Today we never had any track as a project team, as the engineering team, of the customer picture, a picture of the market of our customer. We couldn't figure out a typology of our customer, and we were not able to manage the asset properly, so we can better match our customer requirements. I hope with this tool, which is not yet fully implemented, we will be able to see some trend in the customer installation and in the application we actually use our bulk for. To be able to anticipate and to forecast the work that is needed on our fleet before they go to site. But as well, to be used as a reference for the sales strategy and the asset management strategy, and in the future, I hope as well for the distribution strategy. What are the benefits for Air Liquide? Definitely spend more efficiently on our assets by working towards standardization of our fleet. This standardization will help definitely organize the yard in a better way, so we can optimize the cost mainly on craneage when we have to move them around. Also, that will bring more visibility for the sales team, but as well for the project team on the assets which are already or directly available to be installed at the customer site, and that will allow us to shorten the lead time. And finally, I think this tool will help definitely to better match the customer requirement, to be more customer focused, more customer centric. Where does this idea come from? Actually, this idea came from when I was working in a workshop. I was talking with the people over there, trying to understand what was their problem and what was their solution they were seeing. And while I was having a look at the yard and the vessel we have in Coleshill, I just realized that maybe this fleet was not used at its full potential. How did I make it work? So as I said, the tool is not yet fully implemented, but I think it's a matter of talking to the right person to get the right data. And after that, it's just to try to work it out, to make some trend, and to actually react on those results.
Let's give it up again. Okay, and now on to our Best Practice Award, IM Growth. Okay, so for the first nominee, we have Dominic, Mikhail, Stefan, and Giuseppe. Yes. Quick offer calculation tool, which is developed to use to offer phase and reduce cost. Team 2, yes.
It's a challenge.
I'm going to try, guys. Okay, so we have a team led by Nadia, and in that team is Patrick, Kenneth, Nicholas, Charlotte, Matt, Martin, Toon, Mikhail, Vandisman, Tony, Benny, Ellen, Paul DaCosta, and Thomas. 3D Heat Mix, which is a large collaborative effort to supply customers with a less costly standardized product and with also a shorter lead time. And finally, we have Love is in the Air by Sophie and Caroline. Okay. So the winner is, okay, maybe I should explain what Love is in the Air about. Okay, so it's a promotion campaign to boost Albi sales. So that's what it is. On Valentine's Day, they actually did a promotion campaign, and yes, to boost Albi sales. So the winner is 3D Hit Mix. Come on, let's give it up for them, the big team.
Hi all, my name is Kenneth Olsen and I'm working for IM in the Nordics. My team and I in the Nordics and the Benelux have been nominated for the 3D mix, which is a gas mixture specifically made for sintering metal parts made by 3D printing. And it can also be used as a normal welding gas. So, 2 products in 1. The 3D heat mix gives us a unique opportunity to conquer an important part of the AM market, which is growing fast, and we need to keep the edge to become the preferred supplier of this market. And my colleague Nadia will tell you more about this fantastic cross-country collaboration.
My name is Nadia Bakker and I am the offer deployer for MMP in the Benelux. The 3D heat mix generated its fast implementation and growth due to a fantastic cross-the-border cooperation. Many departments were involved in the introduction of the 3D heat mix, so special thanks to the asset teams, the supply chain team, LCC, product management and sales in both the Benelux and the Nordics. Due to all their efforts, we managed to develop, launch and sign the first contracts fast and efficiently. The total business generated already adds up to 100,000 euros with fast delivery and no competition. So we are very much looking forward to the future.
Quite impressive.
Yeah. And the Best Practice Award for support functions, we have the following. Virtual Career Fair, which is Emily, Charlotte, and Sophie, and Sam Newman. This is where an innovation that brings efficiency in the recruitment process. I'm sure they'll tell you more about that. And also, Sustainable Water Treatment Solution for Coastal ASU by Paul Talbot and Paul McNicholas. The third nomination is Flash 4, which is Maxime and Olivier. This is where I call it, or I tag it, where monthly flash reports are going less manual and more auto. And I left out Sustainable Water Treatment Solution. This is an innovative technology used for the cooling towers in our ASU. And the winner is Virtual Career Fair, Emily, Charlotte, and Sam.
My name is Emily, and me and the talent team have submitted our best practice to the Innovation Challenge. And our best practice is a virtual career fair.
What is a virtual career fair?
Thanks for asking. Well, first I'm going to tell you what we have been doing for the past decades. We have been attending local career fairs, just like this one. And it's absolutely brilliant for meeting local students and local graduates. But we want to expand and really meet more people and let the word about Elikid be known.
How does it work?
Well, a virtual career fair is completely online. So as a company, you create a company profile, and the students, they create their own profiles, similar to a CV. And during the career fair hours, they can contact us, or we can simply sit behind the computers and chat with them right away. And I can tell you, during the first hour of the career fair, it was super busy. I had so many conversations going on, but it was a lot of fun. And after a little while, things cooled down, and we could actually make our own searches and look for specific students with language skills or education background that we were really after. So it's super cool.
Can you tell me more about the benefits of the event?
Of course I can. Well, first of all, it's really sustainable and cost efficient because we don't have the flyers, we don't have, we don't need to travel for it, and also you don't need to have giveaways and things like that. And also it's very inclusive because it's accessible for a lot of people. And finally, it is also very high quality, the conversations that we have, because we can specifically target students and they can specifically target us.
Final question, would you attend again?
Of course I would. And I would like to say that this could be a global best practice.
Well done to the team. Okay, so we are coming to the coffee break. So please take the opportunity of the coffee break to network, to discuss with people that maybe you have not yet met in the teams. And for sure with Frederic, with Jan, I think it's a pleasure to have them here. So take the opportunity to take a coffee and discuss a little bit with them. So let's go for the break and we go back in 10 minutes. Thank you. I hope you enjoy the coffee break. And I would like now to give the word to the jury, and with a key question for them. What is innovation for jury members?
Michael de Pauw, Change Leader Ally.
Luigi Marcon, ASU Product Manager.
I'm Geraldine Claessens, HR Business Partner, IM.
Michel van der Sman, Industrial Plant Manager, IM Benelux.
Ronnie Ullman, Nordic Safety, Security and IMS Manager.
Kristiina Siiskonen, Large Industry Commercial Director.
I'm Clive Evans and I look after customer management and technology in Air Liquide UK.
Very excited.
Very excited.
Privileged.
Excited.
Very inspiring.
I think it's been very interesting.
And I'm very proud to be jury now.
An iPhone.
A rocket lifting off.
Flying electrical car.
The internet.
This one.
For me, it's the little bulb from business.
The lamp is the symbol of Air Liquide innovation.
To stay ahead of our competition.
We have to continue developing and improving ourselves.
The right of our existence. It adds value to our customers.
Because then we move forward.
Because in today's world, there's no chance of a company surviving in the long term without innovating.
It's an important driver for value creation for our clients and our organization.
For me, that's two things. One is making our production and the way we do things smarter. And the second one is finding new projects and growing and finding new areas in close cooperation with our customers.
Astonishing.
Creative.
Diverse.
Very good.
Commitment.
They are very practical.
The technical complexity of several projects.
The wide range of excellent ideas.
That we have very innovative people on board, independent from which department they are coming from.
There are a lot of very good ideas.
It's really interesting to see what innovation means to different people in our organization.
The variety of the ideas and the projects.
I think it's, for me, important to see all the ideas that came in. I think we need to think about how we recognize and reward the ideas that was rendered here next year. A lot of really good ideas.
Very nice. Let's move to the Efficiency Innovation Awards. Let's start with large industries. So this year nominees, we have 3 teams. First one around automatic start of Azoton, which is very interesting as allows to prove that we can start up an ISU with the increase in efficiency and the reliability of that without being there. So who is around that team? Cédric Bouze, Thierry Soudret, Sieger Estuer, Kurt Mert, Felix Cox, and Eric Hendricks. The second team of nominees is around the Yokogawa replay system, which is a new way of training operators through data capture, review of a screen, etc. The team is composed of Eric Hendricks and Adrian Cornelis from Albi. And the last team is around managing energy exposure risk with business intelligence, which is a core part of a large industry business model. We have Isabelle Hilaire, Thomas Senesen, and Vincent Esbelan from the core team of the cluster. And the winner?
The winner is?
Nice, automatic start of Azoton.
Is a unit in which we split air into its basic components, nitrogen and oxygen. So in the Azoton, you also hear the name azote. So azote is the French word for nitrogen. So the Azoton is a plant in which we can produce a lot of nitrogen, which has a very high nitrogen yield. The unit itself was constructed almost 35 years ago. So, and the aim was to cover the additional need of nitrogen by chemical companies in the Antwerp harbor and the Rotterdam harbor. The first problem is that in case we have issues on the big unit, we need to start the unit, the Azoton, as fast as possible. We need to solve two problems. First, startup from cold standby, and secondly, complete automated startup.
Within Air Liquide, we were one of the first to put a unit into cold standby. Also, the vaporizer, which is the heart of the cryogenic distillation column, is kept fully submerged in liquid nitrogen, which is well in line with our hydrocarbon safety rules. To assist the operators during calamities, a startup sequence had to be developed in order to restart automatically the Azoton from cold standby. In a nutshell, firstly, the dryer system, which removes all CO2 and water in the non-cryogenic part of the unit, is pressurized and activated. At the same time, in parallel, liquid oxygen is injected into the cryogenic distillation column, which allows pressure buildup and minimizing plant restart time. Finally, the goal is to obtain fully automatically at least 20,000 normal cubes per hour of pure nitrogen within 8 hours after restart.
The project to keep the Azoton in cold standby and to restart automatically afterwards was already launched in 2015. We managed to finish the project by bringing the knowledge of experienced operators and the knowledge of our ASU experts together to be able to write the startup sequence. It was important to find a balance between safety, reliability and costs. During the test we faced a lot of difficulties, for example failing field equipment, unforeseen process events and bugs in the startup sequence. During the more than 20 test startups, we learned a lot about the process, the limitations of the installation, but most of all, the possibilities of the installation.
All over the world, plants are started by operators, not automatic. So I see two things. First of all, so we understand now very good what are the dynamics during startup, so we can use it for other projects. Secondly, it's also the methodology that we can use for other projects as well, which already done by a project on the Bergen op Zoom unit.
This is the first time that Air Liquide did an automated restart of a plant, and the vast amount of knowledge you obtain during doing a lot of different tests is enormous. So we really made a step change in understanding the real details of our technology. Take 5.
We managed to finish this project by no, sorry.
Yo!
But we missed already a part.
Which part?
Okay.
Fine.
Wonderful. So let's move to the Efficiency Innovation Award for Support Functions. So here we have a very nice innovation, which is something that the group has experienced in our cluster first, which is My Voice, our new way of gathering employee feedback. So I will let Sophie Julien to present the project on behalf of the team. So Sophie, Martine, Alain, Alexandre, Bruno.
Hi everyone, I'm Sophie Julien and this is my introduction video for the My Voice project for the Innovation Awards. We receive many satisfaction surveys, right? When we travel, when we eat. But what about when we work? How did it work before at Air Liquide? To measure employee satisfaction, we used to send very long survey of around 60 questions every 3 years, and we had to wait several months to get the results. It was very difficult to analyze, and as a result, we did not take enough actions for employees. How is it working now? Well, we've built from scratch a completely new way to gather feedbacks from employees. It is called the My Voice Engagement Survey. It's only 25 questions, accessible on any devices, and confidential results accessible by managers on a real-time basis. So no more excuses not to take actions to work on employee engagement. What does it bring to Air Liquide? Well, certainly some impacts on productivity and performance. Plus, engaged employees come together with satisfied customers. Since the My Voice survey is launched in January 19, 190 actions were generated by managers. Where did the idea come from? We have performed focus groups within the cluster to see how we could revisit engagement surveys. And how did we make it work? Certainly with a lot of passion and energy, not a lot of resources, but this forced us to be very creative. Thank you, and get ready for the next survey.
I think by the time you get home, that tune is going to be ringing in your head, isn't it? Okay, so now we go on to our Growth Innovation Award for Large Industries. So the first coming from Francois and Jeroen for Boost H2 availability for customers, ATR OXO gas feed to cold box 2, which is a remarkable improvement of a process to maximize production capacity. And the second coming from Vianney and Olga for energy, create more value with dynamic hedging and supported by Darwin Applications and Morningstar, which is an innovation with a goal to benefit from trends in the energy markets. And now we're going to find out the winner. The winner is Boost H2 availability for customers. So congratulations to Francois and Jeroen.
Hi, I'm Jeroen Keizer, working in the Benelux on the LI side Rosenberg. Together with my colleagues, we've been working on introducing dual feed to our cold box. Previously, when introducing gas from the ATR reactor to our cold box, the box would become unstable and require constant manual intervention to maintain product specification. Recently, we've overhauled the cold box logic, and now operators can introduce gas as they please. This allows us to be more flexible, more reliable, and increases our maximum hydrogen capacity with up to 5%. The idea came from meeting the increased hydrogen demand on the Benelux network. The modification required rethinking and reprogramming much of the cold box controls, and I want to thank my colleagues in Rosenberg for their feedback and support in making this project possible.
And as Frederick was just saying, actually it has a good environmental impact. Yes, and on to our growth innovation for IM. The three nominations, one coming from Andy and M. Yes, that's his name, M. Okay, so that's the nanobubbles in the new marketplace. This is injection oxygen into the water for plants to actually grow well and grow faster. And the second nomination is from Eric and Amin. And that is for CryoCity, a new product to replace fouling classic diesel-driven noisy refrigeration cooling units. And the third coming from Vincent, Sebastian, Rudy, and Roel. and that is for Nexalab, an answer to how to accelerate our profitable growth in the field of water treatment. And the winner is Nexalab. So congratulations to Vincent, Sebastian, Rudy.
I would like to speak with you about the Nexelia Water Lab in the category of innovation. The team members are Sébastien Marion, Roel Boussemar, Rudy Lamont, and myself. ID comes from question: how can we boost the sales in wastewater treatment? How can we generate more profitability? And how to create more loyalties with the existing customer? Regarding the existing customer, we know that they would like to optimize their processes. That is one thing. The second thing, for new leads, for new project, we know generally they don't know a lot regarding the quality of their wastewater. For this reason, we decided to develop the Nexelia Water Lab. It is a mobile laboratoire, autonomous, powered by solar panels. In fact, it collects 10 parameters of the quality of the water. The information are sent by 3 or 4G. The expert collect the information on the cloud, make a report with graph. Thanks this technology, we are able to make audit and to valorize audit and creating more loyalties with the existing customer. It's one thing. And for new project, with the quality of the information we have, we are able to make the best offer. It is a major advantage. Next step would be to use some algorithm developed by the R&D in Paris. The algorithm make correlation between value. It gives some interpretation on the result, and it helps us to interpret it. And certainly, I believe that we can spend less time in this last phase to write the report.
So, a special recognition. Guayan, why do we have this category this year?
Well, we have a special recognition because in our projects that have, let's say, consumed a lot of energy, multi-departments, cross countries, let's say, teams, and we think that it's really worthwhile to spend a few minutes on them.
Yes, so I would like to thanks, and because it's going to be deployed here in the UK, it's already the case. So I would like to say thanks and a special recognition to the Clicksby team, which is a multi-team composed of people here in the UK. So please, Brandon, Arnaud, Clive, David Hopper, come here. Let's applaud them. Christelle, I think Christelle is also there. Christelle, can you come here? The business line, so the GPC in Paris, the cluster core teams. So it's really a team effort. And I hope people in the different geographies of our cluster are also celebrating Clicksby to come. So well done to you. Thank you. And for those that don't know yet what Clicksby is, we have a nice video. Frederic, you want? No. Okay. Before the video. Again. Thanks, Frederic.
Ground control to David, do you copy? This is David on final approach. Over. Initiate Clixby docking sequence. Over. Message received. Initiating. Lining up to cylinder docking point. Prepare for landing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As usual, so easy. All right, let's work.
Clixby, an amazingly easy way to work with gas that frees your time and mind. Just click and weld. Clixby, love how it works.
Mission complete, over and out.
Thank you. So it will be impossible for me to list all the people that have contributed to that. It's more than 4 years of efforts since the ideation, the product test in France, a scale up here in the UK, and now an innovation that we are ready to deploy across in the cluster and in other countries. So you have seen a little bit of the contributors here. We have Johan, Samantha in the cluster, Paul Marshall in all, Mike, Chrisa. You know, so many people it's impossible to reward. And Philippe in Canada, I hope he's watching us. So Jan, you want to say a few words about other countries in our cluster?
As initially promised, we are really glad to show what our future members of the NEC cluster, Russia, has been doing. It's quite impressive. We thought that in our current Northwest Europe cluster, we had a large cluster from the southern tip of Luxembourg to the upper part of the Nordics. I think what you will see now will actually make us feel very small, and I think it's quite interesting to see what our Russian colleagues did. managers. I think a big applause for the Russian teams. So a big bravo to Yuri, who acted as project manager, Seaman, Andri, and Igor. Very well done. Another scoop on what Russia did is in the refinery segment. Sometimes refineries have additional demands in hydrogen that cannot be supplied by utility hydrogen on site. And the Russian team has built a very nice solution to be able to provide additional volumes to refineries. This project was led by Alexander, Igor, Seaman, and Igor, and Alexander Maslovsky. Thank you. A big applause to the Russian team. So Lucia, we are at the end of this exciting day.
Very nice day. I thank you again for being here with me in Birmingham. And I think this is just an example of the power of innovation across the cluster, a bigger cluster with new people and many nice ideas.
So, last couple of minutes, we would like to just start with thanking everyone who has actually contributed over the last year in bringing and daring to bring their smart ideas, whether best practices or innovation. I think what we've seen today, and it was earlier mentioned also by the jury members, is actually the entrepreneurial spirit is still present today. And I think the founders of the Air Liquide Group, if they would be able to hear or listen to us, I think they would be really proud. A second thing worth mentioning is when we see all the projects that were submitted, so many were actually started maybe by one person having an idea, but actually working across teams, across departments to build something nice. So the connecting part was so very present for all these projects. Last but not least, it's not a numbers game, and this is really great. I mean, we are there to deliver every day, to create new customers, to deliver safely and reliable our customers, and to do our jobs. But we have that spirit and that spark in our let's say human brain, and it's really present in all the employees in our cluster, and it's really that what is fueling those ideas, and this is really great. Diversity. I mean, we have decided 2 years ago to actually create extra categories for the support functions. Before it was more the operations that were submitting these projects, and we can really be proud to see after 2 years how many great things actually have been presented with awards even winning today in the support functions. So this is something really would like to maintain. Passion and creativity, I don't need to repeat, it was really present today. And I think everyone is innovation. And I would like to conclude with the last slide. It's let's be back next year. The innovation potential is infinite. Let's grab it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I won't be very long because I know it's a time constraint, but fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Really, I was wondering how I could squeeze being here in the UK this morning again on my agenda, but I loved it. I hope there is as much energy on the other side in the different places. But again, it's a lot of energy, a lot of passion. And again, there is so much value that we bring. And you can see, we can learn from the other geographies as well. So special recognition indeed, I think, for Russia. It's sparking new ideas, and that's what I like the most. So again, big congratulations to all of you who have contributed to that. This is your day. This is your recognition, and hope to see you again with as many, if not more, innovations and ideas next year. Thank you.